Hello everyone, it's DA here. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you are doing amazing. Today we're going to be looking at Anthem's graphics, the optimization, as well as a comparison to that infamous old E3 footage. Note that some of the things that I mentioned here may not become valid after the 22nd of this month, since there are going to be other patches and changes coming to the game. I will be looking at the good things, and I will also be looking at the bad things, or what we would like to consider as things that could use some work. First, let us take a look at the good things. For a game that seems to get so much criticism from reviewers after that VIP and open demo, Anthem's graphical fidelity is beyond what was expected. It is as if the developers were testing the reactions of the community, only to surprise us with these gorgeous looks. At 4K ultra resolution, it looks splendid and it runs amazingly well. The textures are amazing, the color separation, the lighting, the volumetric lighting, the fog, everything is just beautiful. And this is running on a GTX 1070, a i7 7700K, and of course it is running at 3.6 GHz. I don't even think I pushed all the way up to that point when I was playing this game. I can only imagine what it would look like on high-end graphics cards like the 1080 Ti, the 1080, or the 2080. Compared to the old E3 footage, that infamous one, this build looks several times better in certain areas, and in some areas it feels downgraded. Some areas are with fewer vegetation, while some are based on atmospheric volume. When I thought about the frame rates as well, I also imagined how it will also be impossible if they add the exact same thing from that E3 in this full release. However, because the world is also constantly evolving, it is impossible to capture the exact atmosphere or the angles. Certain points or trees may grow in certain areas or regions over time. Natural disasters may occur and change the looks of certain animals or terrain. So we are accessing this based on quality of each build, not really just based on the graphics. Comparing this to that E3 trailer, this is more of a side grade instead of a downgrade. Once again, I believe it is more of a side grade instead of a downgrade. Certain lore elements and world assets have changed or have evolved since we last saw that build. I noticed a lot of channels reveal the demographics. If you look at that demo and then you look at this clip, you can notice a lot of changes. This comparison right here is to give benefit to that trailer and also to this release right here, which at the end of the day shows it as a side grade to each other. In terms of Fort Tarsus itself, this is a variable that cannot be judged until a full year cycle. Now, I'm sure a lot of people will judge it immediately. The reason for saying this is because in that old trailer, it was vastly populated, but here it seems quite empty. From what was revealed in the lore and interactions with individuals in the fort will be empty due to the economy of the place. Completing faction missions and contracts and objectives will help boost the fort's economy, which in turn will bring more people to this place. The population will increase over time and new vendors will appear as well. This is also something that we can only consider as a side grade till we see the full extent of the fort's evolution, which should take us at least 6 months to a year. There are certain paths that travelers used that is currently being occupied by enemies, the Dominion or the Scars or other beasts. Clearing those regions will also increase the population of Fort Tarsus, because that means future vendors will be able to come over. Certain holiday events will also bring in more people to this place, so not seeing people is more of a lore component, which also makes it a side grade. It doesn't matter where you go, it just looks beautiful and the atmosphere is just amazing in the way it changes. The skybox is also a lot different from what we saw in the demos. The resolutions are higher and the textures are a lot sharper. Now, with the things that could use some work in here. Now remember that some of the things that I mentioned here will be patched on the 22nd. I still see some tearing at times. Blur is still there, but not too disturbing, but I can still see it. In some cases, post-processing can be an issue in this game. Instead of items gradually blending in, it sometimes just pops up, which is quite crazy. Frames per second is now around 60 to 55. When I play on intense situations, it drops down to around 45, which can be a little bit problematic. Now, if I also have a storm around me, I may end up at 40, but I haven't seen anything lower than 40. That is, of course, until they create a better optimization. Now, I will say at the end of everything, the game is just beautiful. A lot inclined than some of the looter shooters or graphics in some of the games that I've seen before. All I hope is that they continue to optimize this game and add more graphical settings for people running on a medium to low end PCs. Now, from what I have seen right here and seeing how the optimization works with these games, it also brings a lot of concern to a lot of us who are planning on playing Cyberpunk 2077. That is also going to be a game that is highly demanded when it comes to graphics. So that might be a big one to look at. But anyways, thanks for watching this video. Hope you found it informative. Hope you also enjoy it. I'll see you in the next one.